That was a lot. Oh my god. Grease them lips. Grease them lips. You know what I want? Did I bring that back? Thank you, Almega. Almeja. Almega. Almegia. I don't know how to say your name. I'll call you Al. Sorry if I mispronounce it. Almegia. Almegia. Almeja. Almegia. Okay, oh, that's pretty. Does it have a meaning? What does it mean? It sounds like it has a meaning. Nope, I don't need anything else. I'm good. Oh, your mom just made it? That's nice. I like that. All right, Holy Spirit Angel guys, what do we have? Happy butterfly. What do we have? Hi, Alma. What do we have? We have ending. Ooh, there you go, Nani. What else? We have review. One more. Indecision. Oh, that one came out earlier. Okay, so for this storyline, if you guys were on TikTok and you guys watched that one was specifically about counterparts. This one, I'm feeling like I'm supposed to read, just read the energy, not clarify it as counterpart or twin flame. So when I don't specify, because when it's a twin flame reading, I specify. When it's the counterpart reading, I specify, because they are different connections. They can sound similar, but they are. When I don't specify, it's because it could be a twin flame or a counterpart, right? And the reason why that comes like that, it's because sometimes twin flames, they are in counterpart energy before you realize that they're a twin flame. That's how they start off. That's when you guys are like first meeting in the beginning. And then sometimes counterparts can also be in twin flame energy when you realize that they have toxicity to them as well. The only difference is that twin flames are a light shadow dynamic. Counterparts are a feminine masculine dynamic. So both of the connection has a yin yang energy to it. So it's like, you know, when people say it's not what you do, it's how you do it. That's the energies of twin flames and counterparts. They are different. So if you guys want my take on that, I do have a playlist. I think it's called Twin Talks. Check that out, and then you guys will know more of my belief system about twin flames and counterparts. Because it can be confusing. Many people think their twin flame is their counterpart, but they are different and they do different work. It was in your YouTube feed too. You getting messages from the universe. Oh wow. Well, we'll see what happened because this reading says ending, review, and indecision. Indecision. So take these storylines, whether you're in twin flame counterpart relationships, right? Because one thing you're supposed to do is always move forward on your journey. There's a time you're gonna have to detach, let go. You're not supposed to know the outcome. You're not supposed to worry about the outcome. So when we're doing these storyline readings, I'm reading from beginning to end. So because I read past, present, future, you'll be able to see where you are in the storyline if it resonates with you. And then you're going to, there's things that haven't happened yet, but it can help you figure out how to make decisions for yourself. So don't take these readings as, oh, this is personal, this is my story, and hold on to every word that I say. Take these readings as enlightenment, um, perspective, where you could see the other person's perspective. You could see your own perspective and look at the direction you want to go, what you want to take from it, right? So don't look at them like this is how it's going to go for me, because things are going to change on your journey. The universe is not going to put everything in a straight path for you to know every single thing, or you won't grow, right? Because these connections are about lessons. They are about learning. And that's the only way you can graduate and really call in your divine counterpart, is because you have to surrender to the universe and you have to focus on yourself and the lessons that you're learning. So when you guys come over here, that's how my readings go. Okay. But for this one, we're not specifying. So it could relate to twin flame or counterpart. Yeah. But like I said, if you guys are new here, you guys can check out Twin Talks, the playlist, when you guys are done with the live. And it'll make more sense to you when you're hearing my readings, because I explain those type of things, like why people are put in your path and all of that. Okay, so we're starting off with no questions, Crystal. We're just doing collective readings. And then also, I'm not the reader who do readings live, right? Like when people ask for a personal reading, I don't do those. It, right now, I don't have my website up. I'm creating a new one, but when I do have it back up, if you guys want to book a personal, then you guys can book. I take this as sacred work. I'm different from a lot of other tarot readers. So it's one thing to do collective energy, and then you guys put yourself where you fit, or like I said, take what you can from it. Don't gun hone it like this is my story, but let it help you learn. Like this is like a classroom. When I do personals, my message is directly from spirit to you. It's more of me just confirming your intuition, because I'm the type of reader that is trying to help you guys grow, right? So there's you're supposed to come to a point where you don't need me. You don't need tarot. You graduate. So I take this very seriously, and I take it as sacred word, and I would never do readings for like personal readings on live, right? And I don't take questions even when I do my personals. I have a structure to it where we do a portion on love, career, um, your path, advice from spirit, and the blockages that are hindering you from manifesting, and all of what comes out is directly from spirit. So I don't have to know what you're going through. You're going to know what is meant for you based off of what comes out in the reading, because spirit is telling you what you need to know about yourself that you already know. So that's why it's a confirmation to your intuition, because you know what spirit is talking about. And you know he been telling you. So that's how my readings work. Yes, it would clarify a lot. So I always suggest for everybody to always get one at least one time. But if you really feel like you've been stagnant, then you do have to have a system where it's consistent. Readings, I'm not pushing readings on you guys. I'm not that reader. Like, I'm not gonna do that. But I do feel like there are some of you guys in the collective who you are stagnant because you're still learning how to trust your intuition. You there's certain things not being learned. That's what the reading helps you to understand. But don't book a reading with me if you don't want to hear truth, because I'm not going to sugarcoat nothing. I'm not going to lie to you guys to not hurt your feelings. I'm going to tell you exactly what Spirit says, because my goal, my journey is to help y'all heal. My goal, my journey is to help y'all graduate so y'all could come into union. But there's shadow work you have to do. So it's accountability that needs to be had, and I'm not judgmental. There's nothing in your reading that I'm looking for that is going to make me judge you. I'm looking for the patterns. I'm looking for the cycles. I'm looking for the things that I've been through on myself, because we all go through the lesson. We all have to learn the lessons, even if we learn it from like the different environments that we're in. We still have to learn the same lessons, right? So that's that. All right, now we're going to get into it. You guys will hear me repeat that a couple of times too, because it's new people coming in. So I don't want to assume everybody knows the way that I do my readings. And I want everybody to be on the same page on like how I do it, so that you guys understand where I'm coming from as a reader. So we have ending. Now we're going to get into the storyline. Take it as it resonates. We have ending. A difficult chapter is closing, paving the way for renewal. While this moment feels heavy, it also marks the end of struggle. Trust that brighter days are ahead as you release the past and move forward. So this energy is pushing someone into a new beginning, right? Every ending, there's a new beginning. Endings are painful, endings are sad, endings are heavy. But once we get up from that ending, you are a new creation. That ending is a new cycle opening up, because it's a new beginning to do things differently, right? Something didn't work out in the past, another opportunity might come in with that same situation, or it could be a completely different situation. But whatever the universe brings in, surrender to it, because like I said, an ending is a new beginning to do things differently. That could be in your career, right? Maybe you lost a job or you got fired, but another opportunity is going to come in. And it's like those moments where it's a blessing in disguise, because then you get a job that has more pay, and then the environment is more peaceful to work in because the people are different. So it looked like a loss, but in reality, and maybe it's like 5 months you might have had to have looked for that job, but then that job ends up being way better than the last job you was at. But it felt like a loss because you didn't see yourself moving away from that situation. You didn't know that there was something better, or that maybe you felt like you wouldn't have found something better. You get me? So, or if it's pertaining to a relationship, same thing, right? I also teach that everything is connected. So everything that you feel in here is a reflection of your outer world. But if things aren't working at your job, they're also not working in your relationships, right? That's how it works. It's all connected. So it feels like right now it's time to just kind of be hopeful about the future. It's not saying that this person needs to hurry up and go towards the new beginning. It's not saying this person needs to get out of their funk or anything like that. It's just saying trust that things are going to be better, right? Be optimistic about your future. We have review. You may feel disconnected or uninspired, unable to see the opportunities around you. Take time to reflect on what you truly desire. A shift in perspective can reveal the gifts already present in your life. So this energy is like, it reminds me of the Eight of Pentacles when somebody is mastering their craft. And you know, when you're trying to learn something or make it better, like practice makes perfect, it can become boring, right? Like picture baseball. Let's say somebody's trying to learn baseball and then you keep missing the ball when you're trying to hit it. And then you get like one ball and then you keep missing it and then you get another one. So after a while it gets exhausting. It's like, oh, let me go sit down, let me go rest, let me go. You get me? And then you do that every day, practice, practice, practice. But then at the same time, it's like you start getting better because you start learning from the way that you're angling the bat, right? It could be something as little as the way you tilt it or the way you holding it or the way you positioning your legs. Something is going to change every day. And then when you start hitting them ball in a row, the inspiration might come back because it's like, oh, now I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Like now it's becoming fun because I'm actually making progress. So let's think about money. Same thing. Maybe you're skilled at something. You start doing it. You're not making a lot of money, but you start doing it for a year. Then you realize, dang, I was getting paid $5 at first. But now I've moved to this level where I'm getting paid $40 a piece. Let's say it's art, right? So doing bigger pictures. And then you're drawing the same picture, but at first it was difficult. Then it got easier because you push through the, like, not being inspired. And that's one area of it. But there's also other times where when you're uninspired, it's okay to take time and sit down and rest, right? Rest so that you have time to shift your perspective. You have time to think things through so you don't always have to rush. Hi, Oscar. Oh, wow, you're in Israel. Hey, what's up, Israel? You don't always have to okay, Ashley, I'll definitely let you know. You don't always have to rush into the next step. So if you're feeling like this ending is just so much and I still need to just sit and think about things, reflect, it's okay to do that. But at some point, you have to push. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get my nose ring straight. At some point, you have to push past that. Oh my God. I don't know. I'm sorry, y'all. The Virgo in me been real bad lately. But it's like, you have to push past that, right? Like, I got to push past my imperfections. You got to push past that. And then start pulling yourself out of that funk, out of that ending. Like, just like I made the analogy about the baseball bat, right? You're uninspired, you're bored, but eventually you get better at it. That's the learning process through the endings. Endings do become easier. It do. I'm testimony of it. I've been through a lot of endings. But they do get easier because it really has to do with a perspective shift, right? You notice once you have clarification or you have answers, then you begin to feel different. You begin to feel happy. Hi, Elizabeth. You begin to feel free because it all has to do with your perspective. When you don't know, when you can't see things from a different angle, now you're stressed out. You're triggered. You're always, because it's like, why? And I think that's just a part of being human. So understanding gives you peace. We have indecision. You may feel stuck, torn between two paths. The solution lies in finding balance and clarity. Trust your intuition to guide you towards resolution. Facing the truth will set you free from stagnation. So let's look at the truth of what's going on. What is the truth in your situation? Not what you want it to be, not what you hoped it to be, but what is the truth? What was it? Look at that, right? That's going to give you clarity. Then the balance start to come in from you accepting what the truth is. So self-acceptance is hard because a lot of people don't like the truth. Like an example of that is like my first twin flame, right? Real quick, is that I had so much hope for him. I loved him from 13 to 29. That's a long time. And he never chose me. Never chose me, right? But I always felt the bond. We would always be pulled back to each other, and we would always start off where we left off. And I always felt like one day. And then when he had his last opportunity with me was when we was 29. And he didn't choose me in that moment again. He chose somebody else. So, but I remember I had this one friend where it was like, I used to tell her like we're going to end up together this time. And she was like, girl, she was like, if he wanted to, he would have been with you, but he's still not choosing you. And it's like, my ego was there because he ended up proving her right, right? It's like, but everything in me knew it was time to let him go. It's like, she was right. She was right, but it was my ego. How you are fine. It was my ego. My ego didn't want to accept that truth. So, because then and it made me feel stupid. It made me look like, dang, like I thought we was and I was wrong about it. Like after all these years, you get me? So I had to accept that. Like, and once I accepted it, like he didn't choose me again, then I was able to move on. And then it taught me that, like, I never want to go through that again. I'm never going to wait that long for somebody. I don't care how much they love me on the inside, because it wasn't about him loving me. The emotions was there, the feelings was there, all of that. It was about him being brave enough to choose what he wanted, and he wasn't. He still wasn't, not even at 29. So that being and I had got married in between all of that and everything. So it's like, when I say I loved him from 13 to 29, he was in my heart. Because there was already a time I gave him an ultimatum. He didn't choose me. So I moved on and I got married. But I didn't get over him emotionally. Then when I went through my divorce, I reached out to him again at 29. And he was in another connection. But if he wanted to, he could have still chosen me. And he didn't. We could have made it work, right? And I took that as a lesson. I finally closed that chapter because it was self-acceptance. It was self-acceptance. Was that 16 years? I didn't count. I guess it was 16 years, yeah. Like, and that's typically the first twin flame, because remember I told you we have many. He's not my shadow twin, but he was the first twin flame. He was my first love, right? And I went through the same things I went with him with the shadow twin, but he was an avoidant type. He didn't hurt me the way the shadow twin did. He just didn't choose me, so he broke my heart. But the shadow twin was a narcissist, right? So it was like the shadow twin gave me what I wanted with him, but the shadow twin also shattered that same dream because it was an illusion, right? You guys could check out my playlist because I talk about it. But real quick, the shadow twin, and that playlist is called Twin Talks. But the shadow twin is the yin yang dynamic where it's light and shadow, right? So the empath and the narcissist, warlock, it's it's a reflection of you, the darker side of you or the lighter side of you, depending on what twin you are. But those twin go on that journey to integrate with their light shadow energy. Counterparts is like the twin flame journey, but it's different because it's the reflection of feminine masculine energy, but they're both yin yang dynamics. So what makes the shadow twin different from the other twin flames is that the shadow twin is your true twin flame. The other twin flames are a mirror of shadow work you need to do in yourself, but it's at a smaller degree. Those twin flames are typically avoidant types. Your shadow twin is a narcissist, full blown, but they reflect all of your darker aspects just out in the flesh, right? So that's what that is. Something got in my throat. Hold on. Your shadow twin is the one that really pushed you on this journey. But it depends on what you are. It depends on what you're supposed to become. My shadow, I need to integrate with my shadow because I'm a high priestess, right? I have to be balanced with my light and shadow in order to read energy from both perspectives. So I have to have that balance of both pillars. Because a high priestess sees the unseen, the hidden. So my shadow twin, I needed to integrate because before I did, I was the light. I was just love and light. And me being love and light, meaning I only see things from that perspective. So there's a naiveness that comes with the love and light energy. And you suppress your darker aspect. You know it's there, but you don't allow it to come out. So it's like you're kind of like lying to yourself in a way. Nobody is really that good. You get me? So my shadow twin helped me to bring that out because when he betrayed me, that shadow part of me started to come up. So it broke the naiveness that I had about people, connections, all of that. So then because that naiveness was broken, I was able to see things from a bigger perspective and understand the darkness and the light. You get me? Because then I had to go through the dark night of the soul to even understand where my twin was, to why he was so much of that shadow energy. But we're going to get back to the storyline because you guys going to take me off topic. We'll do a live where you guys can just ask pure questions. Thank you, Sun Faith. Yeah, so it was a part of my integration into myself. And counterparts go through that with their twin flames. That's why counterparts aren't about the shadow light energy. They're about feminine masculine. Because we've already balanced that on our journey with our twin flame. You get me? But people get confused and they get stagnant thinking that their twin flame is their counterpart when their twin flame is not. Their twin flame is their shadow or light energy. That's what people call false twin and then true twin flame, but I explain it differently because that's how spirit gave it to me. Nothing is false on this journey. It's just different connections for different healing of your journey before you can come into union. But like I said, a lot of people don't have a shadow twin. So a lot of people don't have a true twin flame. They have twin flames because they have these twin flame connections, and these twin flame connections are from past lives. So you'll have dreams about these people. Those, to me, those are memories. Those dreams tell you about your connection. Like my first twin flame, my dreams used to always tell me that he was never going to choose me because He always cared about what other people thought. He always cared about his image more than he did his heart. But I was in his heart. So in the dreams, it was always those scenarios. Like he would be with his group of friends and then they would laugh at me or exclude me because I didn't fit in. I never fit into his world, his reality, right? And that's how he was in real life. And I would have dreams where we were married and he cheated on me. I would have dreams where it's like like also what we were supposed to have, but he was always leaving me. He was never choosing me. So when I really and this was before I awakened. So when I really awakened, I started to realize that those dreams were memories. Those dreams were telling me about our connection, but my intuition just couldn't understand, or I couldn't understand what they were for. And then when I woke up, I saw it clearly, like he never was going to choose me this lifetime because he didn't choose me last lifetime. And if I would have gotten with him, it would have hurted me. I was supposed to really break away from him. And then I did. And then I met the shadow twin. So I also believe a lot of people, because I've heard people say they've been stuck on their twin flame for 20 years and all these numbers of years. And I think it's because they've been stuck on that avoidant twin flame, that first twin flame. But I figured it out. I figured out that, like, it's not that it's a false twin. The bond is real. The bond is strong. But we don't understand what these connections are. And Spirit showed me what it was. And then Spirit told me there was multiple twin flames because I met them too. And I was like, wait, there's more than one? There's more than one? But see, I was already in a place that was like twin flame or not. I'm going to choose myself. That's why I was able to attract another one, because I wasn't stuck on a twin flame, because I didn't care about the titles. I cared about the connection, the bond. And it's like, if you're not loving me, hey, loyalty, hey, honey girl, I love you too. It's like, if you're not going to give to me, then I'm going to move forward, twin flame or not, counterpart or not. And that's what Spirit also told me, because I did shadow work. So when my journey started, it was pure shadow work. I don't know anything else but shadow work. And that's how I've elevated so quickly. I've only been a reader for 3 years, and I've only been awakened for 4 years. But that's because I did shadow work from the beginning, and Spirit revealed to me exactly how this dynamic goes. So that's just a little bit about twin flame and counterpart. But like I said, y'all go watch the playlist. So when I do these readings, you guys know where I'm coming from, and then we just do the reading rather than me explaining. You get me? But I've been doing it lately because I know I have a lot of new subscribers, and I'm very, very thankful for you guys. Thank you guys for being supportive. That's all I ask, is for you to support the channel so it grows, and I will show up. I love doing these readings. I love helping you guys grow. Personals and the Patreon, all of that, my services, they're optional to you, right? That's for extra help. But I'm not a gatekeeper. I tell y'all what to do. I've done it, like, and I'm evidence that it works. So I don't need to make courses and charge you guys a whole bunch of money for this information. I think it should be for everybody who's willing to learn. But you guys can give back by supporting the channel for free. That's it. So anyway, so we're gonna get into the reading. We'll do a live where you guys can just ask questions freely, right? And then I'll answer it. But right now we'll get into the reading. So we have ending, we have review, we have indecision. We just explained all those energies where thank you, honey girl. We have all what am I trying to say? Hold on. So we have what happened in the past. This is the ending. This could be for some of you guys right now, but it's going to be the past. Then the review is about just taking that moment to pause, reflect on what you've learned, reflect on what's happened, and accepting the truth, accept the situation. And then it's like trust your intuition to where you're being guided. So if your intuition is saying move forward, it's time to move forward, right? Regardless of how you feel. And if you don't know how to trust your intuition is that gut feeling, right? And it's not always a good feeling and it's not always a bad feeling, but it's a gut feeling. It's just a knowing. There's no explanation for it. Your intuition is not biased on like how you feel about it. It's truth, right? So it's like if your intuition is telling you, you know that this person is not going to give to you, you know that they're never going to change, then that's your intuition talking to you. Even if you want them, even if you desire them, if you get that anxiety in your chest when you hear something that feels like, damn, I hope that ain't my situation, and you don't want to accept it, but your heart is like racing, that's your intuition. Because you don't want it to be true, but the fact that you feel that anxiety around it is because it is. You get me? And all anxiety ain't bad. Sometimes you feel that anxiety where it's just like, if you also hear there's someone moving towards you that you want, you could get that anxiety too, like that. Like, because you know it's true, but it's like maybe you like them so much and you're like scared. But you know it's true. Yep. And then you also know when something is right. So don't be scared to listen to your intuition, because it's the truth, right? Like when things were being revealed to me about my twin flame, I loved my twin flame. Like he was the first person that I loved with my whole heart. I didn't even love the first one with my whole heart. I didn't love my soulmate with my whole heart, but my shadow twin I did, because it was different. It was me, right? The first twin flame, I didn't feel like they were me. I felt like they were the one for me. I felt like they were, like they could have been a really great match for me. But the shadow twin, it felt like this is me, right? So I was vulnerable in ways that I've never been vulnerable with anybody. And when things started to come to light, my intuition was just like going off. It was true. And it was things that shocked me. But it was just like, I had to accept it. And it was hard. It was hard. There was no denying it. It was in my face. But I had to accept it, and I didn't want to, but I had to, right? So your intuition, it has nothing to do with like, it's not going to make you feel good all the time. You guys check out my playlist, Twin Talks. It's going to explain it to you. Thank you, Red Nose. You funny, Linda. My favorite FaceTime. All right, for real. Let's get into the storyline. So, yeah, like I said, I feel like I have to explain it because it's a lot of new ones here. But you guys check out my playlist, Twin Talk, and it's going to be in there. And if you guys watch the other lives, like the storylines, I pretty much be explaining it. So in some of them, you'll catch them. All my readings are timeless because they're storylines. So you're seeing things from beginning to end. You're not always in that cycle yet, or sometimes it's just a reflection on your past, but I do explain it. So look at the titles and see what you gravitate to, and then you'll hear a lot more of my perspective on twin flames counterparts, and a lot of your questions will be answered. All right, so we have ending, review, indecision, right? We just went over that. There's been an ending. There's a need to pause before making a decision. But right now it's about accepting the truth. So you don't have to rush yourself into the next chapter. Now we have the alchemist, the alchemical flame. To me, this energy is about what's growing inside. When we go through these endings and we have these new beginnings, we do things differently. It's like a rise. You're rising in your power, you're growing. It's like when a seed's been planted and it's been watered, there's a time that it's going to sprout, then it's going to continuously grow. That's this flame, right? It's when you begin to learn how to turn pain into power, when you turn anger and sadness into success, joy, like alchemist, the alchemist. So this person in this storyline is an alchemist. This person is very powerful and their energy is beginning to grow. We have the cosmic web. This person is connected to the universe, right? The universe have plans for this person. Even if they don't know, the universe have plans. This person is a messenger. This person is used by the universe and they are co-creating with the universe. This person also has a counterpart who is just like them. Dang, this is literally a spin-off of the TikTok one. Because remember the spiritual, if y'all was on TikTok, the spiritual reading came out. Sometimes I do real in-depth spiritual readings where it's like, it's very dreamy, right? But I didn't use this deck because this deck usually gives me that energy. I just use a regular deck. And the message was so spiritual. And it's like, this seems like a spinoff of that reading. But anyways, yep. Oh my God. Oh, I just be so spot on. It's crazy. All right. So this person, this is the same character who's going through this ending. This is the same character who is having to sit still. I feel like their journey is just now beginning, or they're at a different phase of their journey, but it feels like the beginning of them learning how to grow this power, because this person got big energy. This person is supposed to have big energy. They're a natural alchemist, right? So it's like you see that old man and it's like he got a concoction. He got some cards on the table. But he's growing something. It's something inside of that. Hold on, I'm trying to show it. Okay. It's something inside of that bottle. And it's like, it's growing. But I feel like it's his power. He's rising. This could be a masculine. You could be female or male in the masculine energy. Because on this journey, remember I just explained the twin flame, how it's the yin yang with the light shadow. It's the yin yang with the counterparts too, but feminine masculine energy. So the female also has to tap into her masculine energy. The masculine also the male has to also tap into his feminine energy. They both have to have that balance of both, right? So regardless if you're male or female, you could resonate with the masculine or the feminine. And when I say he, she, it's just pertaining to feminine, masculine, not gender. But this feels like a masculine. This person is in their masculine energy. They are a messenger. This person gets downloads. They get divine messages from the universe. They're receiving messages right now about something. I feel like this person sees their future. They have already been awakened, but they're getting a message from the universe about what their future could be. And it's like they're being told to tap into their power, but it's almost like a remembrance. This person can accidentally go into a meditative state where they see something and they feel like this can't be real, right? This is the magical part of the journey where it's like I remember one time when I had an accidental meditation. I was listening to meditation music and I was just sitting on my floor and I was real quiet. This was where I was starting to have my peace because I was disconnected from friends, everybody. And like I closed my eyes and I saw a different place. And I was like, but it was like I was there. It didn't feel like I was daydreaming. It just felt like I drifted into a whole nother place. That was the only time it ever happened to me. I don't know how to get back there, but I was swimming with mermaids, like real time. And they were showing me these places, right? Because I know I have a connection to Yemaya, and I'm a Pisces, I'm water. So I didn't, but this was early in my journey when I first awakened. I didn't know anything about meditation. I didn't know anything about astral traveling like that, none of that. But I think the place I went to was Syria. I don't know if Syria is the place where the mermaids are, whatever. Because I know Syria is also a star. But that's the information that I was led to, right? And I never really dove into it. I just remember that. That's what it feels like is happening with this person. Not in that way, but it just feels like they're being pulled into the divine brain. Like the way, like the way the consciousness is working, it's like connecting. It's like that connection to source. It's deepening, it's getting stronger, but it's not just to source, it's to the information that is out there in the cosmos. We have alignment, co-creation, and this the one I was laughing at, fated encounter, right? This person is destined to be with someone, a counterpart. And it makes sense because they're supposed to create together. There's something that they're supposed to create together, but they're being aligned. The cosmos is bringing them into alignment. 3131. Hey, I don't even know. I don't have my other phone in here. Can somebody look up what 3131 angel number mean and put it in the chat? Please and thank you. So it's like these two are being aligned. It could be, y'all could be seeing 222 as well, or 22. What do they mean, Barbie? I know when they're double like that, it's definitely like synchronicities of coupling. But it means something in the angel numbers. I don't have my other phone. I would look it up, but I don't have my other phone. I want to know what it means. Maybe I'll look it up later. But these two are being brought in, signifies a message of positive manifestation, abundance, and new beginnings. Okay, perfect. Things you want, they want, spiritual growth, abundance, and the manifestation of your desires. Okay, they got it, Barbie. Thank you guys for being so quick on y'all feet. I love it. So it aligns with the message, right? Because we got alignment and we got two of them, two, right? So these two are connected to each other's abundance. But I do feel like this is the masculine energy awakening. Hey, you 31 too? Okay, period. They was fast. So we have butterfly effect and we have spark. So y'all know about the butterfly effect, right? With the butterfly effect, it's like when something happens, it affects the other. I swear to God, this goes with the TikTok reading. Those of you guys in the Patreon, y'all gonna get the reading. So y'all gonna be like, yeah, that's what she was talking about. And if y'all want to join the Patreon, the link is in the bio. So it's only on the live tabs. When you guys get off the live and you go to more, it's going to be in the link tree. And I upload all the TikTok lives in there. But We did like a 3-hour reading on TikTok. But anyways, and more. But anyways, so with the butterfly effect, it's like one action affects the other. So in that reading on TikTok, we literally was talking about the butterfly effect of this connection of how the moment that the feminine walked away completely, the masculine was like, I choose her. I want this. Like he had no more time to figure out if he did or if he didn't. And then it created so much internal changes in him because he has to grow to be this emperor to match her energy. And he knew when he met her, it was something different. He knew when he met her, he had to make changes, but he wasn't ready because he had a choice between the low vibrational place and the high vibrational place. It also works like that with twin flames. That's why I said this reading, it could be for either or, dynamic. Because see, twin flames, the things with twin flames is that twin flames are on a contract with the feminine, just like the counterparts are. And the reason why they're both very important is because twin flames also grow. They change and they come into their light. So they will be an opportunity for twin flames to come together if that's what the connection chooses, right? But it has to be aligned. So it's not that just because somebody was your shadow twin, they can't come, you can't be with them. They just need time to grow, and sometimes they take a long time. But the counterparts, they grow a little bit quicker. They're right behind the feminine. So most people choose their counterpart. And then some twin flames aren't fully developed. So it's like they kind of run out of time because they didn't do the work in time. You get what I'm saying? So it's not about like the right or wrongs of it. It's just timing, divine timing. And typically when a counterpart comes in is because a twin flame forfeited their contract. You get me? Like they didn't choose to grow with the feminine. They fought against the connection. They chose toxicity. The thing with the counterparts is once the counterpart awakens and realize their toxicity, their shadow self, and how it's affecting this connection, they change immediately because they want the connection. The twin flames kind of lollygag. They're the bad kids. They're the baby kids in the class, right? So, like, they like doing the bad things. So let me think about that. You know that video that was like, I like doing hood shit with my ratchet friends. Something like that. But it was a little boy. He was viral. But he was like, I like doing ratchet things with my ratchet friends. Something like that. Badass little kids. That's the twin flames. The counterparts are like the little quiet kids in the corner. Right? But their life ain't perfect, but it look like it, but it's not. They got some thinking that needs to be unconditioned, but they're good. They're good kids, right? But they like they get in trouble because of their peers. That's how the counterparts are. So it's two different type of dynamics, but they both eventually grow because they're supposed to grow. So if you think about it, like you have two husband and two husbands, or if you have two wives, right? But one is the shadow and one is the masculine or feminine, divine masculine or feminine. A lot of trauma. Yep. Hi, Marie. So, like I said in that storyline, it's like her walking away triggered that person to finally start doing the inner work. It was a butterfly effect. So this is the spark. In this reading, this masculine is awakening to his divine self, his divine, whether this happened a long time ago or if it's just now happening in this current moment, he's awakening to his divine self. because of what this feminine impacted in his life. So he's being put into alignment to his purpose. We have the serpent. Ooh. What else? We have the chalice. Black sun. Shadow self, quantum leap. Okay. The infinity, the serpent. I'm hearing Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. This person is going to see it through, right? They have this spark in this moment where they're awakening to their role, to the fact, to their divine self, that they're this alchemist, they're this messenger. But this is somebody who sees it through. They could be having a Kundalini awakening as well. Ooh, this person is so powerful. Now we have the eclipse. Something could have happened with the moon cycle, the eclipse. I don't know if there's another one up ahead, but that's important. And then we have black sun. This is what I always see as shadow energy. And then we have the shadow self. So again, I was saying this person is awakening to their shadow self. Now, the shadow energy is also creative. Hi, Betty. Happy October. Hi, Dope. The shadow energy is also creative energy, right? When it's used properly. So because we see this person alchemizing, he's operating out of the shadow. But I don't feel like he's awakening to his shadow. I feel like he's merging with his shadow. Or it could actually be the opposite. He could actually be merging into his light self now because he's been operating out of his shadow. Okay, that is it. He's merging to his light, not his shadow, sorry. He's trying to do a timeline jump. We got quantum leap. So in order for him to timeline jump, he has to integrate with his light. But it makes sense because he's waking up to who he is spiritually. This messenger, this divine messenger. He has power. He gets information from the cosmos. And the messages he gets, I feel like this masculine is supposed to be like a teacher, someone who talks, someone who's seen. He has a lot of wisdom. And love is the reason why he's been awakened. Yeah, it's been good. Love is the reason why he's been awakened. The door's open. Ooh. So this is how he's seeing things. Like, you see how this ship is on top of this wave, but it looks crazy? This is how he feels right now. He feels like he feels like a door has been opened, a door has been unlocked, and he has no idea where it leads, but like he's so drawn to it, right? Sacred geometry. He's waking up, and when he wake up to his power, he gonna be a beast out here. Let's get into the tarot. Let's see what is really going on. What is really going on? But he's remembering who he is. But see, there had to be an ending first. This ending had to occur in order for him to have this butterfly effect. right, tell me, you know what, I want this deck. Tell me about this masculine. Yep, grow and learn. Tell me about this masculine. Who is this masculine? So this masculine hid something. Nine of Swords. He hid the truth about his feelings. Now, he could have hid the truth from a Queen of Swords, right? Somebody who was very honest with him. Somebody who was open, vulnerable. Like, she expressed her thoughts, her feelings. And I feel like he might have hid his, because we got the King of Cups. He hid his. I think that is what it is. It's focused on their connection, not the other parties that were involved. So she could be an air sign, don't have to be. He could be a water sign, don't have to be. But it also represents the archetypes. It doesn't matter what type she is. She could just be somebody who's very direct in her communication and expressive in how she feels. And he could be somebody who is emotional or emotionally open. He communicates his feelings, but I'm not seeing him come out in that energy. I'm seeing him being a Seven of Swords. So I don't think he's a King of Cups. I think the King of Cups is representing his emotions. Because what I'm seeing is that he hid his feelings from this Queen of Swords. The truth. He could also be a King of Cups, though. But he could be a King of Cups that didn't express his emotions, but he felt a lot of them. What he was hiding is that he wasn't brave enough to walk away from his community. But he cared for her. He wanted her. He loved her. He was obsessed with her. And she was like this hidden thing that he was obsessed with. So it's like he always felt like one day when he had the strength to choose that path for himself, he would choose her. So he felt like he could be with her in the future. But he didn't have the courage to pursue her because of his community. Ten of Wands, Ten of Swords, Queen of Wands, King of Coins, the Universe, Ace of Blades, Ten of Cups. Well, I would say there is a third party. But this Queen of Swords ain't important. Not like that. She's not important in the sense of like in this storyline because it's like the third party is representing what he had to leave behind. And it's a part of him not having the courage because she was a part of his community. So even if you're an air sign, you don't have to resonate with the Queen of Swords because she's an air sign. Because I'm reading from archetypes, but it could be your storyline if you resonate with the sign, right? Because we also have a Queen of Wands here, someone who's more confident. But it's still what I said. It's still what I said in the beginning, because I do feel like the way I read it's different. Because even though I see two different energies of feminines, I still read them as one because this Queen of Wands and this Queen of Swords, it still can represent the energy coming off of that person. I don't know. Y'all gonna understand while I'm reading. So what I said in the beginning still stands, right? That he had that hidden from this Queen of Wands, but she's not really, I mean, this Queen of Swords, but the only difference is that this is actually the Queen of Wands he hid it from. But the Queen of Wands is somebody who is expressive. She is somebody who is direct, speak her mind, says what she wants. You get what I'm saying? But he was hiding the fact that there's a Queen of Swords that is a part of his community, and which I feel is also a twin flame because we got the Four of Wands that he didn't have the strength to walk away from. This King of Cups is representing his people-pleasing quality. So regardless if he wanted this Queen of Wands, he wasn't brave enough to walk away from the stagnancy of where he was at. But he always said in the future, once I'm done dealing with all of these things, I'll be able to have this Queen of Wands. I'll be able to provide for her. I'll be able to have a new beginning for her. And they hate me regardless. I'll be able to have a new beginning with her. Then we have Ten of Cups, Ace of Swords. So it's like, he was done with that Queen of Swords. But I feel like he was working on walking away from her. He was working on tidying up some things in his life that he needed to let go of to be with a Queen of Wands. Because a Queen of Wands is very confident. She's sure of herself. She knows what it is that she wants. She's very attractive as well. So him wanting to be a King of Pentacles, it's like he sees himself as a provider, someone who provides safety, security. And he felt like he was building himself up into that person. But he was hiding how he felt about this Queen of Wands, and he was hiding the fact that he was still dealing with that ex. He was still dealing with his twin flame. So this is some truth that he needs to tell that Queen of Wands. What else? Okay, see, he was transforming. He was transforming into a King of Wands. He was finding the courage, the confidence. So what this is about is that he wanted the Queen of Wands. She was the new beginning. The Queen of Swords was where he was at, but she was connected to his old lifestyle, his patterns, his addictions, his lower self. He knew he had to grow to be with that Queen of Wands, he would have to be a King of Wands. But he had fears. It's like, you know, that kid that goes to school and they have anxiety, right? Like, but it's like when they're at home and they have their friends, their neighbor, it's like they're different. They're doing all kind of things. They showing off all of that. But it's like they get to a new place and it's like they don't know what to do. They're afraid. They're afraid of the unknown. So it's like he was afraid of the unknown, but was also pushing himself past that fear. Does that make sense? So the more he watched this feminine, the more he studied her, the more he made up his mind he wanted to pursue her, the more he was gaining the strength to walk away from this community. But he still had everything attached to it, because look at it like this. It's like they didn't know, that Queen of Swords didn't know either that he was interested in somebody else. No one knew what his plans were. No one knew that he's trying to move towards this Queen of Wands. So it's like this masculine has his plans in his own mind. And he was making steps to fully leaving it all behind, but he had a plan, right? He was being strategic about his moves. So I feel like he was going to always end things with that Queen of Swords. But I feel like he was, it's like, how do I explain it? Because the way I see it is so vivid. It's like he's a strategist. So in his dynamic with that Queen of Swords, it's like, okay, I'm going to make her not want to be with me, not deal with me, because he doesn't want her to create problems in the new dynamic. He already knows how she operates. But it's like this is just an example. He's like, I'm going to make her not want to deal with me. So I'm going to do something that gets on her nerves. It's going to create a fight. And then she's not going to want to deal with me. And that's going to be the end. Right? But I'll let her have the victory. I'll let her feel like she caused it all. And like she won. But in reality, he's not sad about that. He's like, that's what I wanted, right? But it's because he's strategically trying to move his way out of the connection. Because if he just directly tells her, like, I don't want to be with you no more, like, I'm done with this, it's like in this point, he has no reason to tell her that. Everything's been fine. Everything's been okay. And he knows her enough to know, like, she would create drama out of the situation. So he's like strategically moving away from her. Then he has his peer groups and other people around him that he's distancing himself away from, where it's very strategic, right? He can't just cut everything off. It's like he has to do it in a way that it's like a natural fall off in order to keep the peace of everything. Because it's like, okay, when I moved to Texas, it's so funny that the masculine is doing this because I did this. Like, I did this. But and I guess that was probably my masculine energy, but when I moved from California to Texas, that's what I did. I removed myself from everybody that I was connected to, bit by bit by bit, because I already saw them. My eyes had awakened. I was hearing their thoughts, everything. And I was just like, they don't really fuck with me like that. Like, they really jealous. They really, you know? And like nobody couldn't tell me nothing, but there was no proof that they were like that. It was all energetic. So it's like I couldn't call them out and be like, you get me? Like, it's like you would sound crazy, but you know what you know. So I strategically distanced myself from them. I made it look like it was just like a fall off because I was moving to a whole new state. And I succeeded at it. But it was really, I was plotting like, I don't want to have no bad blood with nobody out there. Not because I'm scared, but that's just not good for your reputation. But if I just let something fall apart, no one can say like, oh, you did this, you did that, or da 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 da. So that's what this masculine is doing. He's moving in a way that's like he's avoiding conflict. He's not trying to make no enemies. He already knows these people are envious of him. He already knows these people would try to stop him from where he's moving. Because if he's going towards the Queen of Wands, yeah, remember how beautiful this person is. Like, she can be physically beautiful, but he finds her very attractive, whether it's physical or just for who she is. She's a catch. So it's like, even with divine unions, there's going to always be people trying to stop you and twin flames from coming together, because it's like you have this special connection, this special bond, and people can see, like, you get me? But again, remember, this masculine is meant to be a messenger. This masculine is someone who's very powerful. So even in that community, I would say that those people, those friends know his power. They see his power. He's probably the one who always, like, people gravitate towards, people want to give to, people are attracted to. So when you're around somebody who has good energy, big energies, like they're the celebrity, they're the powerhouse. So I'm not the only one. I don't know what you be loyalty. When they're not the powerhouse, it like makes them jealous because you're the powerhouse, right? So it's like this masculine is just like, he knows he's going places and these people can't go with him. So he's easing his way out of there. He's smart. Hi, elegant. Both of us. Reputation, but gain and safety. Hi, Tiffany. So he's strategically moving his way out of there. But it is taking some time, you know, so it has him stressed, emotionally stressed. Because the reason why he's emotionally stressed is because this Queen of Wands don't know that. So if this Queen of Wands is moving forward and she, in her mind, she's like, oh, this masculine betrayed me, this masculine don't want me, it's like, it's so much more complex than that. It's like, no, it's more to the story. Yes, I was with this karmic. Yes, I was being stagnant, stuck, but I do feel like the things that I said before where he was sleeping with her, that's just a part of the story. But I feel like he made a decision that he was going to go after the feminine, but while he was doing that, the feminine cut him off, right? Because he took too long. So, but it's all things that he had to grow. He had to grow through. But we're now seeing the part of how he's strategically trying to move away, what he's feeling like, because the anxiety is there. It's kicking in. Like, he could up and leave everything. He can say, it's over with you, Queen of Swords, and you know she's gonna question him. Why all of a sudden, da da da? And if he tell her the truth, there's somebody else, da da da. Now it's drama. You get me? She could blackmail him. She could do all kind of things to like ruin his reputation. Then he's gonna have conflict with those competitors, those people. Oh, you think you better than us now? You too good. We can't be a part of your new future, because he knows he can't bring certain things with him into this feminine's world. So he's making big changes, big sacrifices to be her partner. But again, she knows none of this. She sees him as somebody who betrayed her, somebody who's just a burden, stress, right? Because he didn't communicate any of this. She could have also felt like he wants me in the future. He wants to put me up on his shelf for later, but I don't want that. But in reality, he's like, no, I want to provide for you. I want to have a family with you. I want to build a life with you. I want to tell you the truth. I want to open up. And I'm changing to be this King of Wands to match your energy. But things aren't as simple as it looks. Okay, I didn't see this part coming. What else? Queen of Coins. Why is the Queen of Coins here? So remember when I said that Queen of Swords, she's not really important? That's why I was saying that, because he's not attached to her. He's removing himself in this moment. Like he's creating the situation so she can let go. But I feel like it's still playing out. It's like he's distancing himself, right? He's creating the circumstance, but it still has to play out. And he knows her. He knows that she's going to get triggered. He knows she's going to do exactly what he's trying to make her do. It's like he just wants her to think that the breakup, the separation was her fault. I mean, their fault. Like that she did it. You get me? So she could have the power, the upper hand. And then the way he's viewing this Queen of Wands is that she's very grounded. She's balanced. She's independent. And she's a high priestess. She's very, very intuitive. Okay, so why is that coming out? Why does that matter? Oh, because he's seeing her as a match for him. He sees her as very balanced. Four of Coins. But he doesn't know how she feels. Okay, this is his energy again when it comes to his thoughts of her. This is what he's saying. He's like, I know that she's good on her own. I know she's independent. She takes care of things, and she's very intuitive, and she seems very balanced. Like I said, he's trying to match her energy. He's observed that about her. He's like, I can't come into her world not balanced. I can't come into her world bringing chaos, problems. So I need to match her energy. I need to be a King of Wands. And he's building up his money not because he doesn't have any, but I think that he has some things it's like he needs to tighten up his finances, because maybe sometimes he overspends. He buys unnecessary things. He goes out a lot, where he needs to kind of chill and only do important things so that he can prepare for the 10 of Cups, because he's preparing for a family. So if he's trying to be a leader, he's trying to take care of a family, it's like he needs to make sound decisions. So he's in his King of Swords energy, right? What we keep seeing right now, we got the King of Cups, we got the King of Coins, and now we got the King of Blades and the King of Wands. Guess what? That's a full-blown Emperor. So this masculine is not playing checkers. He's playing chess right now. This feminine's coming out as a Queen of Swords, Queen of Wands, Queen of Coins. She just hasn't came out as the Queen of Cups yet. You keep feeling deja vu. Hi, Pimpsy. She just hasn't came out as the Queen of Cups yet. So we got a power couple. They both powerful. But that's what he recognized in her, because he's an emperor. I swear this is the spinoff of that TikTok live because we literally just said that. That's crazy. Because he saw that she was an empress. He saw that in her. And in that storyline, he was like, I have to become an emperor. We're seeing that process right now where we're seeing what he's doing to become that emperor. So he held back emotions from giving to her because he knew the task he had to complete. So even if he was initially dealing with that Queen of Swords, I feel like when she was in the stage of giving him chances to change and move towards her, because she knew, remember in that storyline, she also knew they were dealing with her. And they figured it's their twin flame. They haven't learned the lesson yet. But he was already trying to get away from her, but she ended things before they were completely done doing that. So it's making them speed it up even more, but it's like they're stressing because they're trying to do it strategically, but they're already on the way to her. You get it? But she didn't know that. But she's doing what she's supposed to do. She was supposed to walk away. She's not supposed to be waiting around for nobody to do nothing. So, but in that storyline, no, was it in this storyline? It said the butterfly effect. That's the butterfly effect. So we're seeing how her actions affected him, right? So she's been affecting him. He's been making changes. So this is going to happen fast. I feel like he's going to, it's not that he's learning any more lessons. He has a plan and he's being strategic and he's carrying it out. Then he'll be able to come back to this feminine. So I feel like he's co-creating with the universe right now. He's tapped into his higher self. He's matching her energy. He's aligning to her, but he's also taking care of the drama that can come their way before he steps into her world. So he's being very masculine. He's already taking the leadership because he's sacrificing emotions for the betterment of their connection, right? Like, he doesn't want to bring drama into her world. So once that's complete, then he can start something new with her. And it makes sense because she had to learn on her journey how to guard herself, put up her boundaries, all these things, right? So she's not bringing anything into their world either. It's a win-win. We have 9 of Cups, we have Ace of Cups. So he's stressed out. He sees her as somebody who's good on her own. He knows she's not going to sit around waiting. And he knows that she's super, super intuitive, so he can't put anything past her. But if she ever wonders or doubt if he loves her, he does. He only wants her. He only sees her. 5 of Cups. Why is the 5 of Cups here? He's hoping he don't lose this connection. But that's the only thing he's concerned about is losing her. He's like, I just don't want to lose you. But I'm making all these changes for us. That's why I'm withdrawn. That's why I'm holding back. That's why I'm not invested right now. But I'm on the way. So with that messenger and him awakening, yeah, look, and the Hermit came out. Spirit is guiding him. He's being guided by his ancestors, by the universe. I have a feeling that this connection is going to come together regardless because it feels like it looked like they were on different timelines, but they weren't on different timelines. Yep, that's Virgo. They weren't on different timelines. They were always on the same timeline. It just didn't look like it. There goes the Queen of Cups now. 6 of Cups. they know for a fact she's their person. And the thing is, he knew it in the past. That's what's being revealed to him. Because in the storyline on TikTok, we saw it where he was watching her, observing her. He felt it. He loved her the first time he met her, but he didn't know why. He was awakening. He wasn't awakened. So then he ended up awakening along the way as he's observing her that she's an empress. And that's what he was manifesting. So he had to see the difference between his twin flame and her. The twin flame wasn't the real deal. The feminine that he was observing was the real deal. Then he came up with a plan. But she knew that he was still there, and she revealed that. But what this is saying, it's like you always knew she was the one. Like even if his 3D self couldn't catch up to it, his higher self knew. So he's reflecting on the past that like he's remembering how loving she was, how sweet she was. He doesn't want to lose that. Out of all the people that he's ever met, out of all the people that he's dealt with, I feel like she stood out, but her love stood out. Everybody else that he dealt with, they hurted him. She never hurted him. She had patience for him. So now it's like he has to fight for this connection. He has to come into her world and help her heal. That's what he thinks. I feel like he's gonna give her something. He's not coming back because he feels like he can't find better than her. He really wants her. Not because of what she has, but he adores her for who she is. Like, he understands. How do I explain it? It's like, he feels like she's what he's been waiting for his whole life. It's like, I feel like this masculine lived in a toxic world because that's all he knew. He didn't see anything different. So when he met this feminine, he felt something different, but he had to observe her to see, was she really different? Because he's not used to meeting people that are different. Everyone is the same. Everyone, you get me? But she was so different. She was so different in the way that she was because counterparts are alphas, right? So it's like if you're somebody who's used to being in power, you're the stronger one. Because it happens to feminines too. That's why when they're with masculines that are not as strong as them, they feel like they have to bring themselves down, right? So that's because they're an alpha. This masculine, it was the same thing. He would be with feminines where he had more control power. So he would get his way in dynamic, or he has more of the respect. Then he met this feminine where she demands the same respect that he does. So she's alpha just like him. And it's like he wasn't used to that energy. But as he observed her more and more, he's like, she's different because she's a cut above the rest. That's what I want. That's what I truly, really want. That's someone that I could really give my love to. Because even though he was with this twin flame, it wasn't for love. Like, he wasn't going to marry her. He didn't really want to. It was just out of attachment. But this feminine, he was like, I want to marry her. I want to build a family with her because she's everything that I want in a feminine. He's like, she's a goal-getter. She's confident. She's loving. She's sweet. She's independent. She's grounded. She has stability. He likes the way she communicates, the way she talks. She's real. She's just like, boom. But that makes him want to take care of her, right? He doesn't want her because he wants what she has. He wants to take care of her. Middle school, my birthday party. Hi, Maurice. He wants to take care of her. So he wants to come into the connection and heal things. But it's like, I feel like he wants to give her something she's never had. Because I feel like this masculine is loving. That Queen of Swords didn't have his heart. He wants to give this feminine his heart. And I feel like he's really romantic. He has a side of him that's romantic. He has a side of him that's very giving. Six of Coins, Knight of Coins, Three of Wands. He's going to give to her. He's going to give a lot to her. He's going to shower her with gifts. When he come back in, Knight of Wands. He's going to apologize to her for why he stayed away. He's going to apologize to her. And he's going to show up as this emperor. So he has plans on, like, he's going to show up when he's resolved all these problems. As much as he wants to come in now, he does. Because also in the other reading, oh my God, it's so in sync. In the other reading, the TikTok one, we had the High Priestess and we had the Hierophant, right? Because this masculine was tapped into his Hierophant self. And he telepathically sent her a message telling her that he's coming, right? Like, it's like he's starting to unlock his power. He's starting to understand how the spiritual realm works. So he's sending her energetically before he can physically, letting her know he's coming. And it's crazy because I did a reading on that. I don't know if you guys saw it, where I was like, this High Priestess is going to know when this masculine is coming towards her, because he's going to send her that message. We didn't have this whole storyline with that energy. We just had that part of it. But now this is that moment. Hi, Kritina. Now this moment is happening. There was also another one where it talked about when a feminine is going to know that a masculine is experiencing a lot of stress and anxiety over this connection. So certain things are going to play out, but that's the High Priestess Hierophant connection, right? And he's coming in as an emperor. So he's going to reach out to her, which also was the messenger, because he's connected to his cosmic power. So his higher self is going to reach out to her and tell her, I'm coming, like, let me in. Like, don't close the door on me. I'm making all these changes so we could be happy. And he is going to make her happy. He wants to give her the world. So I feel like this is a blessing for this feminine, but she doesn't know. Like, that's the surprise. That there's somebody who loved her, who made changes for her, who wanted to give her everything, and he made things right. Because I don't think she's ever had anybody really change for her, do that work. It's always been, they've always chosen others over her, right? They've always, yeah, you can block that because they're just trying to get attention. They've always loved her. They've always wanted her. And they made the changes necessary to They made the changes necessary to have her, right? They had to do that work. But it was always connected. That's how the spiritual journey works. Like, they had to evolve. They had to choose themselves. They had to choose her. And then ironically, but that's who they are. They are romantic. They are loving. They are giving. But this masculine always wanted to give that to the right person. And he didn't know she was the right person right away. He felt it, but he didn't know. And then he realized she was, as she walked away, as she was walking away. Because I think she was already walking away, but then she finally was like, you know what, I'm done. Because I'm walking away and you haven't came to me yet. So then she stopped it. And it was like, okay, I'm completely done. Then it sped up the process. But everything was always a butterfly effect on their journey. Because he always wanted to give something to somebody he loved. And she's never been given that type of love. So the way he's going to love her is the way that I don't even think she can comprehend how good she's going to be loved, because she's never been loved that way. People always chose other people over her, even though they loved her. You get me? She always had the 5D connection. She always had the I'm the one that got away connection. Never chosen, but always desired, always wanted, always used. Like, and then she had to heal herself. So it's like, that's the gift. This masculine is coming in to give her everything. And that's gonna, even though she's already healed, because remember, she's an empress and he's an emperor. She's already healed, but it's like, I feel like this, like, she doesn't need them to do that, but I feel like this heals something in her as well, like, where she knew she was worthy, but there's the proof of it. And I feel like they both respect each other. They both see each other in this, I don't know. I just feel like this is a power couple, and I feel like they both like are attracted to each other in the same way. It's like they're both proud of each other. They're proud of who their person is, because it's a reflection of them, right? It's like when you were with the twin flames, it's like you were proud of being with that twin flame, but that twin flame didn't feel it. That twin flame was insecure. They fought against it. They thought like you were too good to be true. So they end up making you feel like you weren't good enough to be with them, when in reality they just felt like you were too good, and they didn't like the idea of how magnetizing you are, right? So it's like it made them insecure because they had a false sense of power, your confidence. But this masculine, it doesn't make them insecure. It makes them proud. It makes them feel more confident in themselves. They're inspired. They want to add to this feminine. They don't want to take away anything from her. Like, they're her biggest cheerleader. So it's like, it's crazy because it's like she went from not receiving any love to receiving so much love. But it took some time. But it was worth it in the end. And she chose herself the entirety of her journey. Once it began, she chose herself. So even when she cared for this masculine, she still chose herself. And that's why, like, she's deserving of that. That's why this masculine feels like she's deserving of it, because he sees her. Like, he sees her as she is completely, and he loves everything about her. Your person is supposed to love everything about you, and I feel like she's going to love everything about him. So it's like he sees her, he knows her more than she knows him. Right? Had to have self-respect. Exactly. Don't remind me of twin. But I love that. Oh my God. I wish this on y'all. Keep doing the work. Like, call in this person. But also be, if it hasn't happened for you yet, these events have not played out or even taken place, don't, like I said, don't look at these readings as like, this is how it's going to happen. Da, 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 da. Y'all have to go with the flow of the universe and your intuition. Your intuition is not going to steer you wrong. Hi, Jay Walia. Right? Because it's like, sometimes you're the female, but you're the masculine energy. Sometimes you're the one reaching out at some points in this journey. Sometimes they're the feminine energy. Like, that's how much it be switching, because it's not going to go the way you think, even if you know the storyline. Like, when I first separated from my counterpart, it was for a year. And we didn't end on bad terms, but we had misunderstandings before we ended. And then it was him that walked away, and I don't know if he took my energy like I wasn't interested, because I think he was trying to open up to me, but it was still so small that like I didn't see it as that. And then we had a conversation and we ended the conversation and he didn't come back. He didn't come back, but we weren't on bad terms. We weren't dating or anything. It was just like a talking stage that was kind of like a failed talking stage. And I ended up getting mad and I blocked him for 3 months. And in that time I grew, because I was like, damn, maybe I shouldn't have blocked them. Like, you get me? Because I should have just expressed myself completely in what I needed to say, tell him how I feel. But it's like I was mad because I expected him to get it, right? I was frustrated. So when I returned, I unblocked him and I told him that I had blocked them and why I had blocked them. And then what else? I told him why I had blocked them, and he apologized. He wasn't aware that he made me feel that way. You get me? So it was a learning lesson for me, though. It wasn't about him. It was about me. It was like, I don't want to do that to somebody. So that's why I had reached out to him. And because I felt compelled on my heart to do it. Like, even if we don't rekindle anything, I need to let him know why I walked away, in case he didn't know. And then that's when he tried to do a little conversation, but I still felt like it was small talk. He was still getting around me, getting to know him. So then I just left it like that. He walked away. He didn't like reach out to me, and I didn't reach out to him. And a year went by. Like, I moved on too. I was dating other people, but I wasn't mad at him. You get me? It wasn't what I wanted. I wasn't wanting what he was giving. And he felt like I was very serious. You get me? And in a way I was, but I was just serious as like, just get to know me. But he wasn't trying to get to know me. Like, I think he wanted passion, and then he realized he wasn't going to get that. So he was trying to like give me space, because he wasn't going to try to use me like that. So I didn't figure that out until later, though. But I like I said, I wasn't mad at him. I still went on my own journey. And the crazy part is that I wouldn't have mind giving passion to him. I just wanted to get to know him. But I'm like, I'm not going to give you just passion without getting to know you. That's not how I work. So I was dating other people. They were getting on my nerves. And then a year later, I felt pulled. Like, I kept feeling this strong pull to reach out to him. And then I did. And then we rekindled, right? But it was like, it was the right timing. But it wasn't the right time for like us to really be close even then. But we were closer than we were the first cycle, right? But it was like, my point of saying that is because I remember around that time it kept saying that the masculine was going to reach out. The masculine was going to reach out. And they were going to have an impulsive urge to reach out. And I had an impulsive urge to reach out. Like, I didn't know why I wanted to, but I did. And I impulsively reached out. So I was the masculine energy, right? And I think I had did that reading months. So I wasn't even thinking I don't think about the readings when I'm doing things. I just live in the moment. But then I remember them after it happened, like, oh shoot, that was me. I was the masculine. I reached out. I did it impulsively. I felt the urge. Because we even though we're female male, we still bounce between masculine feminine energy. So that's why I tell y'all, like, when y'all listen to these, listen to it from perspective, because it happens so many different ways. Like, you just have to go, but I was led to reach out to him, and I think he needed that, because it's like he needed to know that I wasn't really upset with him. It was just confusion. I don't like confusion, but he got to know me a little bit better, and I got to know him a little bit better. So anyways, that's how it works. You just gotta go with the flow. Do what you're being told, but don't have no expectations either. Don't wait for an outcome to happen. Like, I'm on my journey. I'm single. I'm gonna be single. If I want to date, I'm gonna date, because I know what I want, and I know that my heart is gonna lead me to it. So it's like, I'm gonna do what I feel compelled to do, and I feel compelled to do it. I'm not waiting for anybody. I'm not waiting to be a choice. I'm not, you get me? But it's like, I'm gonna also honor where I am. If I'm in a place where I'm sitting and I'm not really interested in anything other than work right now, that's where I'm gonna be. If I'm interested in going out, meeting somebody, that's what I'm gonna go do. So it's like, just enjoy your journey. What is meant to happen will happen. In time, everything is gonna unfold. What will be. You get me? So anyways, that's what I have for you, Blue Butterfly Gang. I love you guys. We've been on here for a little cool minute. I'm gonna wash this face, go to sleep, and then I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you guys for sticking around. Thank you, Nani, for always moderating. You did your thing, per usual. Thank you guys for all the new subscribers, liking the videos. If it resonates, please be sure to hit that like button. And yeah, and I'll try to get through you guys' comments. I try to read them as much as I can. Sometimes I might miss them, because y'all gotta understand I'm on 4 different platforms. Thank you, Loyalty. I'm on TikTok, I'm on YouTube, I'm on Facebook and IG. So I try to read everybody's comments, but I probably won't always get to all of them. Remember, I told y'all, Blue Butterfly Gang, the ones that was here previously, remember I told y'all, I was like, we gotta enjoy, we gotta enjoy our little downtime, because when the community start getting big, oh my God. But I know my day ones. I'm always like, see y'all, you get me? But I try to address everybody, because it's nice to be addressed, right? We in this together. We support each other. I like that little penguin. This stuff be so cute when y'all be sending stuff. Ooh, what's your Lilith loyalty? What is your Lilith? I have a friend who teaches on zodiacs. I don't remember his name. God damn it. I'm gonna have to find it. But I really love that he's working with the masculine's energies and their Liliths. Masculine energy with their Liliths is so freaking sexy. That's your shadow energy. The masculine energy, the masculine shadow energy is different from the feminine shadow energy, but it's so sexy. Because I told him, I was like, you my friend, and it ain't nothing like that. But your shadow energy is sexy. I like the way you operate out of your shadow energy. But he know how to use it, because he teach on astrology and all of that stuff. Oh wow, welcome Barbie. Yes, Etheric, but I gotta remember his channel name. He just dropped a video, I think, on Lilith energy. I'm gonna watch it this weekend. You remember, Nani? We have 2 different kind of Liliths. I didn't know about that one. I did not know about that one. Mine's is Aquarius. Mine's is an Aquarius. Oh, wow. Oh, your Lilith is in Aries. Ooh. You fire? Oh my God. Aries energy is intense. So you got some arrogance in you. Cause I see Aries as, ooh, the motherfuckers be arrogant. Boy. They is some arrogant troublemakers. Especially the male ones. Oh my God. So your Lilith is your shadow energy. It's your darker energy. But when you look at your birth chart, it's going to show you your Lilith. Um, and then you could research on it because it's the attributes of that zodiac. So like Aquarius is non-conventional, right? It's like they're kind of like Geminis. They're the weirdo. They're the weirdos of the zodiacs. But Aquarius kind of have a I don't give a fuck attitude. They just do what they want to do. They're rebellious. Um, so with the Lilith in Aquarius, that's how my shadow energy is. It's very rebellious. It's very you'll see my energy more, my shadow energy more when I create, because that's where I let her loose. Like she just come alive. Um, it's it's unconventional. Like you get me. The ideas that I've been having lately too, it's like when I'm doing my zodiac stuff, because like I said, this is like a classroom. So I try to incorporate all the signs. Like the way I do mine, I'm not trying to do it where it's like you'll just like you'll be able to see all the signs. I don't really follow how people do things. I do things my own way. So everything is connected in a way that it's like my energy. So because I do my tarot readings like it's a classroom, it's a teaching element to it. I do my zodiacs like that too, where it's like everybody's included, showing all the good attributes, the bad attributes, you get me, of every sign. But most people, they just do it how it fits for that moment, like, or for those couple of signs or whatever, whatever. But y'all gonna see my content because it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. Like my twin. Oh, your twin is an Aries? Oh my God, Nani. You're a gem. I love me some Geminis. Oh my God. I was talking about that on TikTok. I love Gemini energy. Like, y'all is amazing. But I like me a weirdo. You get me? The mean Lilith and the true Lilith. Oh wow. The mean one is the average orbit, mine's in Virgo, and the true one shows Lilith real time position, mine's in Taurus. Oh wow. So what's the difference between the mean one and the true one? I mean, that's kind of how I see shadow energy, because that when I explain it, I'm like, you have your shadow energy where there's the fears, there are like the the negative self per se, and then you have the shadow energy where it's protective. It's like it's necessary for them to be that way. It's not really mean, but it's more like honest, direct, the things you don't want to hear, but it's truth. And the other shows my raw instinctive side. I like that. I want to learn about that. I'm gonna do some research on that. Oh wow, your twin is 420? That's crazy. That's my ex-husband birthday. Why your baby daddy and my baby daddy had the same birthday? So your twin is really a Taurus though. He a Taurus, but I I say that my ex-husband is not a Taurus either. I say he has more Aries trait. Cause they say Pisces and Aries, I mean Taurus supposed to be together, and I'm like, I don't see that. But I've met other Taurus men and they're different. And I could see how Pisces could be with Taurus men. But I think mine's had a lot of Aries. Okay. The calm version, truly, is your raw, real-time, wild energy, the intense version. That makes sense. Because I think I'm wild. I suppress it, though. Because I be trying to be professional. But my mean Lilith, that makes so much sense. Because I see that same thing. My mean Lilith is like the one that comes out when it's triggered. 420. It's a Gemini, and my 10th flame is Virgo, and I 5. Oh wow. I love astrology. I love the zodiac signs. That's one of my other favorite things. Like, I love me some zodiacs. Because we all have our great attributes and our bad ones. I'm going to look up Lilith too, for sure. But yeah, I'm going to get up off of here and go sleep so I could show up tomorrow. But I love you guys. Hopefully we get on here and be on here a little bit longer so we can have community time too. But again, like I said, I appreciate you guys. And if you guys missed the beginning, y'all could just watch the replay from the beginning. And I will see you guys next time. Bye, you guys. Love y'all. Peace. Good night.